the class 10 CBSE, the lesson of bio, that is life group. Today we are going to explain the transportation in plant. Transportation in plant. Transportation in animal, we know that we have the pump organ, that is the heart, and we have the blood vessels. Two systems are there. One is the lymphatic system and another one is the blood circulation system. But what happens in the plant? Plants also have to circulate the substance in their body, in their whole part from leaf to root. The tissue which helps in this process, the tissue which helps in the conduction is called the vascular tissue. The tissue which performs the conduction process or transportation process in plants is called the conducting tissue or the vascular tissue. In plants, the process of transportation of materials is performed by conducting tissue or vascular tissue. As you all studied in class 9, the vascular tissue is of two types. There are two types of vascular tissue. There are two types of vascular tissue. What are these two types? You know very well. One is called xylem and one is called the phloem. First is xylem and second is phloem. Okay, xylem carries water and minerals. Water and minerals that we give that is from soil. Xylem carries water and minerals. And what the thing which is carried out by the phloem? Phloem carries prepared food material. Phloem carries prepared food material. Now, food materials, where it is formed? Food materials is formed as a result of photosynthesis. So, it is formed in leaves. So, phloem carries prepared food from leaves to roots. It carries prepared photosynthetic products from leaves to roots. What happened with the xylem? The water and minerals is present in the root. So, xylem carries the substance from root to root. It carries substance, that is the water and mineral substances from roots to leaves. One more important thing that is present in the xylem and the phloem, xylem always travels in one direction, that is from root to leaf. But phloem transported the material in multi-direction. Okay, it comes from upward to downward, lateral, even on the side. The food is transported throughout the plant. So phloem transported the material in multi-direction, but xylem transported the material only in one direction. So xylem has unidirectional way, but the phloem has multi-directional way. Okay, this is the plant. The xylem tissue collect the water and transport it in upward direction. But what happened with the phloem tissue? These all are the leaves. Okay, these all are the leaves. The food is prepared here. That food moves in downward direction. It moves here in this direction. Okay, it moves in this direction. So the multi-direction movement is there. As we have studied in class 9, xylem tissue and phloem tissue is made up of 4 types of cells. 2 are the parenchyma and the fiber, xylem parenchyma, xylem fiber, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. But 2 more cells are there. In xylem, tracheids and vessels are present, and in phloem, companion cells and few tubes are present to perform all these functions. On the basis of 2 types of material, first the water mineral and second is the prepared food material, the transportation in plants is divided into 2 parts. In plant body, the transportation process is divided into 2. There are 2 ways of transportation of materials in plants. Okay. Now what is the first is? First is the transportation of water and minerals. Transportation of water and minerals. Now, where the water is present? It is present in the roots of the plant. It is present in the soil present around the root. What happens in the first part? Let us consider. This is the tree. What happens in the tree? Leaves are there. This is the canopy of the tree containing large number of leaves are there. Water is evaporated from this surface. When the stomata is open, the water comes out through the stomata, and that water gets evaporated. This process of loss of water and removal of water in the form of water vapor is called transpiration. Okay, when the process of transpiration occurs, when the water is evaporated from the leaf surfaces, a suction force is generated in the xylem vessel. This suction force allows the upward movement of the water, and due to which the water which is present in the roots moves upward towards the leaf. This process is for the transportation of water and minerals. So, what is the first substance which is transport in plant? Transportation of water and minerals. Water and minerals. Okay. What happened in this process? Water is lost to the stomata. Water is lost through the stomata. When the stomata gets open, the water is released out through the stomata. The water is lost through the stomata. This water is present actually in the xylem vessels. Xylem vessels provide the water to the leaf, and stomata is present in the leaf, which eventually release out the excess water from the leaf to outer environment. Then what happens? Evaporation of water molecules from the cell or the tissue, that is cell or the tissue of the leaf, creates a suction force which pulls the water from xylem to the root. Evaporation of water molecule from the cells of leaf create a suction which allow the upward movement of water. Upward movement of water from roots to leaves through xylem vessel. When large amount of water is evaporated out, then what happens? The xylem vessel get more suction force, and due to which the water lifts upward from roots to leaves. The loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant is known as transpiration. This is a very much important definition. The loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant is called transpiration. So transpiration is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapor. It is very much important. Why it is important? Because it maintains the movement of water and minerals in the plant, as well as it is important to maintain the temperature of the plant. Okay, that is the functions of transpiration. And why the transpiration is an important process? Two questions are here. What is transpiration first? And second, why the transpiration is important? That is a function of transpiration. Transpiration actually helps in the absorption and upward movement of water and minerals, which is present near around the root, Okay, the water and minerals dissolve in the water present near about the root. So what is the function of transpiration? Transpiration helps in the absorption and upward movement of transpiration helps in the absorption and upward movement of water and minerals present around the roots. Transpiration also performs an important function. What is the second function of the transpiration? It helps in temperature regulation. Transpiration transpiration helps in temperature regulation. What is transpiration? Transpiration is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant. Or it is the process by which the water and minerals is circulated in the plant. It creates a pulling force, and that pulling force is called the transpiration pull. What is transpiration pull? It is the pulling force. It is the suction force generated because of the transpiration. Okay, transpiration pull. Transpiration pull is upward suction of water and minerals from roots to leaves. It is a pulling force which pulls up the water from roots to leaves. So this is the first type of transportation in plant. The second substance which is transported in plant is the food and other substance. Second type of transportation of food and other substances in plants. The first one is considered as the transpiration. Now what is the second? The substance which is transported, the other substance which is transported in plant is the prepared food material. The product of photosynthesis are moved from leaves to all the parts of the plant. The product of photosynthesis moves from leaves to all the other parts of the plant. The food is prepared by the process called photosynthesis, and that is performed in the leaves only. The site of photosynthesis is leaf only. The transport of soluble product of photosynthesis from all the parts, from leaves to all the parts, is defined in a term, and that term is called translocation. Translocation. What is translocation? Translocation is the process of transportation of product of photosynthesis, that is the food actually, from leaves to all the other parts of plant. This process is called translocation. When water and mineral is transported, that is called the transpiration. When prepared food material is transported, then it is called the translocation. But who performs this function? This function is performed by vascular tissue. With vascular tissue, actually this is carried out by phloem cells. Which phloem cells? Again, the companion cells and the sieve tube. So, it is performed by companion cell and two tubes of phloem. Where these cells are present, they are the part of the phloem tissue. So phloem contains tube and companion cell and companion cell which help in the transportation of prepared food material. We are going to write here the food, that is the product of photosynthesis. But what is the other substance which is present in the plant? These other substances are actually amino acids. Other substance which is transported is the amino acid, which is very much important. Okay, it means with the food, amino acid is also transported. With food, amino acid, that is a form of protein, is also transported. Okay. Amino acid is an important substance for the formation of protein in the plant. One more important thing, as I told, when we are going to explain the phloem in the xylem, this movement of the phloem is in both the directions, because we have to circulate the food in all the directions. So this movement occurs in both the directions. In this process, exchange of energy is going on. Okay, the process needs the exchange of energy. So for the process, energy is needed. Energy is exchanged. Without energy, this process is not performed by the plant. So this is the process of loss of energy. And the transportation of food materials does not occur in an equal amount. It is transported, or the food is translocated only when the plant needs it. So the translocation or the transportation of food material depends on the needs of the plant. Transportation or translocation of food materials totally depends on needs of plant. This is the transportation in plant. Transportation in plant is performed by the vascular tissue. The vascular tissues of two types. One is called the xylem and one is called the phloem. You know what is the difference between these two? Two substances are there to transport the substance in the plant body. One is the water and mineral, which is present near the root, and from root to leaf it has transferred. This function is performed by the xylem with the help of their four cells, which is present in xylem tissue, especially the vessel and trachea. Okay, and it moves in the upward direction. This process is called, the loss of water is called the transpiration. So transpiration is related to the movement of water and minerals. Second is the translocation. Translocation is the distribution of the prepared food, the photosynthetic product and other essential substrates which is present in the leaves throughout the plant body, and that is called the transpiration. The process of the transpiration, it needs a suction or the transpiration pull. But the process of phloem is performed with the help of the energy only. So energy loss is taken in the process of transpiration.